Alright guys, how we doing? Lady Arys here. So today I'm going to answer some questions that I've been asked a lot. And today I'm chilling out in the hot tub to wrap up a very productive and busy week. So people ask me why Lady Arys? Why that name? So Lady Arys is inspired by aspects of myself that are very real and authentic that I wanted to put into my brand. Since I am a representation of myself and that brand, I pulled from my playful and fun energy that I have within myself, my love for bringing a lot of energy to crowds and making people stay. In my brand, I create a very custom and unique sound that isn't easy to replicate, and I don't think ever will be, humbly, because I am me. Just like, James Hype is very unique and distinct kind of mixing, and his energy and the way that he does things, it's very distinct. And one of the things that I come to expect from James is the same kind of energy, and while there is some fluctuation and evolution, he has this, because he's an artist, we all evolve, there's a very distinct style that James has, which I personally appreciate. It's amazing. He's very inspiring, and I'm very grateful for the vlogs that he has and sharing his journey. They actually inspired me to start doing that as well, so I did. There's also another artist that I forget. They're a DJ. And they'll pick up random people sometimes and ask them different questions, and it's just like, you're traveling and also meeting people and you're meeting fans, and that's like the coolest way to be. So I always invite collaborators onto my vlogs when I can, and I have 3 questions that, I say, tell me about yourself, we'll give you a shout out, and then I always say, if you had something positively inspiring or just maybe not always positive, but inspiring to say, or any wisdom, what would you say? And the answers that I get from people are so beautiful, and, what I want to do with the vlogs is promote the understanding that if you have a dream, it's there for a reason. If you have a dream, don't just dream it, make it happen. What do you need to be a DJ? Experience, controller, or either access to somebody else's via DJing schools, buying your own controller, free YouTube tutorials, and more. And there's so many different ways to become, there's a few different ways to become a DJ, right? Gotta start getting your music, learning where you get a lot of different stuff from, different tracks, meeting people as well, so that when you're networking, you can have those opportunities. You gotta make friends, find community, find the right people to be in your life. I'd say be very careful about what company you keep, because there are so many different kinds of individuals who will take advantage of you, try to destroy you, or they'll take advantage of your art and your music. So there's an understanding that it's also very Shark Tanky, and if you allow yourself to be devoured, you will. So you also have to be strong. That's the one thing that, when Taylor Swift says hire a good lawyer, she means it, because you have to be able to be open but also protect yourself, and also be fearless and yet be open without being paranoid about people. So For me, I did a lot of self-development work way before I started. I started DJing at age 22. I didn't start actually doing it as a career where I'm getting paid. Like, it's a career until like 2 years ago, till age 27 or 26. So for me, I'd already been through a lot of different things that I'm going to run into the industry, and I think it's why I'm able to be very nice to very unkind people for the most part. You never know what somebody's going through. People bully for a reason. And, while I'm not like a pushover per se, while I don't tolerate things, I'm also one that believes in embodying unconditional love and doing my best to be kind, even when other people are unkind. For example, after finishing my gig at my first artist residency, it was a seasonal one, so it was the summer into the fall and into the first party in the winter. Then after that, things slowed down. So again, it was a temporary season, so I had a few months where I was regularly being booked, and I was getting, I think, $75 per hour. And so I was making I was playing for 4 hours. And so, that happened when I wanted to, I knew the owner. I knew one of the managers, right? The owner. And so it was my friend's birthday, and I remember asking him, is anybody playing today at this time? Because I didn't see anybody there. So I asked him, would it be possible to do a surprise DJ set for my friend who's a birthday girl? She's like my sister. She is my sister. Even though she's not biologically my sister, she's soul family. And I love her so much. And so I just really wanted to make her day. And she knew that, I was hiding something, because I was so excited to do this for her. And she's like, oh, something's going on, isn't it? And I was like, maybe. And then I said, yeah, I'm going to go flirt with that guy, okay? I didn't actually flirt. I just ran over and said, this is what I'm wanting to do. And he said, that's awesome. Do it. Yeah, you got 3 hours. So I quickly and casually went over, and I'm like, hey, sis, what are some of your top 40 songs? And I got them. I got a lot of them. And then I added a bunch of other stuff in there, quickly put it on my drive. And yeah, was able to DJ based off of that. And I remember all my excitement that I've just been kind of normalizing and holding inside. Just coming out, and I was like, hey everybody, we got a very special day today. My name is DJ Suki-chan. Today we have a special birthday girl here today. And I said her name, and I said, let's shower her with love and community-wide positive wishes of, abundance and personal prosperity, and let's just, give her a round of applause and go up to her and give her a big hug, or, wish her well and talk to her. She enjoys that. And it was so cool. We just showered her with a lot of love and appreciation, because that's how I like to celebrate birthdays. Another year, another successful bout. And for me, I do a lot of self-accomplishment reflections. I do a lot of meditations. I set my goals. I enjoy quality time with friends, and it's the same with my sister too. So it was a very special day, and I enjoyed doing that for her. Now, the DJ set was so cool that all the people were doing dancing, and I was told by Doug later that they wanted to hire me because I did such a good job. And just randomly, that's how I got my seasonal residency. And this is my first year. It's my first gig ever. That was my first club, my first venue, and yeah, I learned a lot from that. I had a good time, and it was absolutely amazing. I was playing for a crowd of 21 and up to 70s to 80-year-olds. It was a country club kind of private lifestyle place. And it was, they had really good food and It's probably one of my favorite places. I do want to go DJ there again next year, but I've been so busy after that. I started producing a lot of my own music at age 7. James is right. When you start doing a lot of your own music, I also wanted to add my personal perspective that there's a lot more ownership over your craft, because now you get to say, hey, I'm not just DJing well, I'm not just learning, I'm playing other people's music, but now I'm being a really dope DJ and like doing something cool and rad and unique, and the crowd is loving it with my own music or with this remix that I made. And it's like so cool, because then you're really playing for that crowd. And you're able to do more of what you love and play what you like, but then also other people like it as well. So at that one venue, I did have a lot of requests. And my personal viewpoint on requests is I used to just take them, and then I started realizing that sometimes they're very eclectic. Like I was playing Overthinker by Inzo, INZO. They're a really amazing artist. I love them so much. Their songs are amazing. He's amazing. He's an electronic artist, and you should check him out. I went from that to some like sultry kind of something like a rock star. Da, 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 da. And I was like, oh my god. My mentor taught me to play all different kinds of genres, not just EDM or what I was comfortable with. New disco, reggaeton, jazz, polka, like random odds and ends. And then at gigs when I was opening up for him, because he'd be like, you're opening up for me tonight, and I'm just like, yes! And the first time, in my first vlog actually, which was not my first time DJing, but it was my first time at an actual show in Denver versus being in Littleton and or the Highlands Ranch area. And so for me, I was like, I was so new to it that I actually got really nervous my first time. And I missed my first transition just a little bit. And he's like, relax. And I'm like, right. Breathe. And that, all I can say is the booties were bumping, that bass was going, and it was lit. It was boom fire. And the more I started to relax, the more I started like being less nervous each time and just being like, okay, I'm ready to orchestrate some souls and take people sky high. You ready to be orchestrated, Denver? It's like, hey Denver, how we doing? Who's ready to dance? Or you'll be like, make some fucking noise. Clap, clap. You just clap and you're not even speaking. And like people just go wild. Like people, when you do tiny comments like that, you don't talk a lot, but tiny comments, it gets the kindle into the fire. And so you're essentially playing in a crowd full of like a certain amount of energy, and then bringing that up, which is where I got the title Orchestrator of Souls, because I know how to get people moving, I know how to bring in that energy, I know how to go hard, and I know how to take people on a cosmic experience, a very deep journey. And, for some it's just dancing, straight up. They're there to party, they're there to enjoy some good music, and depending on the individuals, everybody gets something. So yeah, my advice would be also, if you get going back to the requests, tip your DJs if you're gonna request. You're not expected to, but I'm always like, you can tip me too. Hey, a girl's gotta eat. Not really, but yeah, a lot of people would tip me later, but have a Venmo thing, like have the little Venmo scanny thing, and a tip jar out there for people, because also a lot of people will do Venmo now. My other advice is, the response that I learned is when somebody else would come up to me again, and maybe we were in a certain vibe, and it was just not plausible right now for me to transition to that genre and then get back. I'll say, I'll see what I can do. No promises, but I'll see. And it was great because people still feel comfortable asking me, but then they also know that it might not be in guarantee, but I'll try. And if they come up again and you don't want to play it, then you just say, hey, I'm sorry, we don't have it, or, I just can't do it tonight, but I hope that you have a great rest of your time. And most people will be like, that's fine. And so the worst thing we can say is kindly when we say something like that, it's a no, or we'll try, but also we might not have it. So based on either what I'm DJing on or what I have already, it's not a guarantee. I want to, though. And usually if I really, really like the person, like there's this really, really sweet gal. She just kept coming with all the requests. And she came up again. And she's like, sorry. And I'm like, no, don't apologize. What do you want? And she's like, she's so sweet. She's a sweet gal. So, yeah. But you don't have to take requests all the time. That's a common question. Sure, try to if you can, but some people dislike it. I always just try to be accommodating and make people stay. But, yeah. Why do I use the following hashtags: unique, sound god, and orchestrator of souls? Well, I bring the energy and I orchestrate people. We go from having, who's ready to see Lady Arys to we're partying, we're dancing hard, we're going wild, right? There's chaotic energy in the room, and it's sparking the flames of each individual, and we're all just connecting and exchanging energy. I'm sending energy out to people, and they're sending a lot of energy back at me too. Which, the more you DJ, if you've ever wondered, because I get this question, it's like, what do you feel like when you DJ at Burning Man? And there's 75,000 people there. Or sometimes a little bit less. So it's a lot of energy, but it feels good. I've never once felt overwhelmed by it. It's pretty amazing. What's the biggest amount of people that you've DJ'd in front of? Burning Man is one of the bigger ones because there's a lot more people. And yeah, that's the biggest one. It's been amazing to be booked at some of those camps. I love the camps. I actually have a Burning Man vlog. So, yeah. I would also, to wrap this up, we're going to conclude with their last piece of advice. Prepare for the hate. Prepare for the amount of toxicity. Understand that that's going to happen, but step away from letting it minimize you. I did a lot of self-development work so that I can be 10 times stronger. I can be humble. I can be down to earth. I can support people, but also guard myself. I can be vulnerable, yet choose who I am vulnerable with. Shout out to AJ, by the way, from Cease and Desist Discord. Cease and Desist is also on Instagram, and they're some of my favorite people. It's a record label and online radio. So, yeah, we also got some really good news. Always, with all the artists that are getting signed, Jack and a bunch of the other artists there that are, getting their songs signed. And you don't have to be big. You can be beginning. You can be seasoned. You can be in the middle. If they like your song, they'll sign it. And so I would encourage you to, if one of your dreams is to turn in your songs for demos and stuff, submit it. Go on the Discord, follow them on Instagram. Be open to connect with everybody. Be humble, be kind, be open to learning. It's a very supportive place where you can really be vulnerable about everything versus just having your performer face on all the time and keeping your shit to yourself. Which is why the people that you keep in your life matter. Learning to discern who's really trying to connect with you because they want to make friends versus if I connect to this person, here's what I'm going to get from them. It's a completely different thing. I will always say, step away from connecting with people because of what they can do. Just be open, be humble, network, make friends. Those friends recommend me for things at times. DJ Beans mentioned me one time, and I was like, oh, thanks, bud. And support each other. If there's something that I ask, he's like, if he's looking for collaborative things, or in the future, right, or he says he's looking for something, and I see an opportunity, they'll be like, hey DJ Beans, right here, bud. And it's just cool how I have friends who are looking out for me, I feel, and actually want me to succeed. And, you know, even if your record doesn't get signed yet, if it still has potential, they'll help you. They give you feedback. They want to see you succeed and develop your song into something that is marketable. I know that some of my songs are marketable. I know that a lot of the songs in my albums are. And there's this one that I'm coming up with right now that I'm working with on the side that is unreleased that is going to go far. And so, like, I also know that, you know, my intuition told me that people will reach out. They will want to extend out to me. And now some of those things are happening.